In a quiet town where dreams often struggled to survive, there lived a girl named Kioma. Kioma was breathtaking. Her skin glowed like sunlight on gold, her waist curved like a sculptor's masterpiece, and her long golden hair flowed like silk in the wind. People admired her beauty, but beauty alone could not feed her. At just 16, Kioma lost both her parents. No home, no family, no one to call her own. The world turned cold overnight. She slept in places no one should sleep, worked jobs that barely paid, and endured hunger that gnawed at her day and night. Kioma suffered. And suffering has a way of pushing people into choices they never imagined. At 22, tired of pain and poverty, Kioma made a decision that would change her life forever. She joined a strippers club. At first, she was nervous. The lights were blinding, the music was loud, and the eyes, so many eyes, watching her every move. But the moment Kioma stepped onto that stage, everything changed. The room fell silent. Every man turned, every gaze locked onto her. Her beauty was undeniable, hypnotic. Men threw money without hesitation. They competed just to get a moment of her time. They whispered her name like she was something sacred. Kioma had never felt this powerful before. For the first time in her life, she was seen. She was desired. She was important, and she loved it. But not everyone shared in her joy. The other girls in the club watched in silence. Their smiles were fake. Their hearts burned with jealousy. No matter how hard they tried, no matter how they dressed or danced, all attention belonged to Kioma, and jealousy can be dangerous. They began to plot, quietly, carefully, waiting for the right moment to bring her down. Then one night, a man walked into the club, a wealthy chief. His presence alone commanded respect. Expensive clothes, powerful aura, and the kind of wealth that turned heads instantly. Every girl in the club noticed him. They adjusted their outfits, changed their moves, tried their best to capture his attention. But the chief noticed only one person: Kioma. That night changed everything. The chief became obsessed with her. He showered her with gifts, designer clothes, luxury handbags, expensive shoes. He gave her money, more than she'd ever seen. Then came the house, then the car, then vacations. Kioma was living the life she once dreamed of. And she didn't ask questions. She didn't care that he was married. She didn't care about consequences. All she cared about was the life she now had. To her, life was perfect. Until one morning, her phone rang, unknown number. She answered. A calm, cold voice spoke from the other end. "I am the chief's wife." Silence. Then the warning came. "Stay away from my husband, or you will not like what happens next." Kioma laughed. She felt untouchable. "Do your worst," she replied boldly. "I'm not leaving him." And she hung up. Days passed. Nothing happened. Kioma continued her luxurious life as if the warning meant nothing. Until one morning, Kioma woke up in her beautiful bedroom. Soft sheets, expensive furniture, everything she once prayed for. She got up, preparing to meet the chief, but suddenly, she paused. A smell, a terrible smell. Rotten, heavy, unbearable. She covered her nose. "What is that?" Her heart raced. She searched the room. Nothing. She called her cleaners immediately. "How can you people allow something to die in this house?" she shouted angrily. "Clean this place now." The cleaners searched everywhere. Nothing. The smell remained. That day, she went out to meet the chief. But something was wrong. He couldn't sit close to her. His face tightened. He shifted uncomfortably. Within minutes, he stood up. I have a meeting," he said quickly, avoiding her eyes. And he left. That was the beginning. From that day on, everything changed. The chief stopped calling, stopped visiting, stopped sending money. He disappeared. And the smell? It got worse. Kioma bathed endlessly, used expensive perfumes, changed clothes multiple times a day. Nothing worked. People began to notice. When she walked into places, people covered their noses. Some moved away, others whispered. Restaurants rejected her. Friends avoided her. Even strangers couldn't stand being near her. Desperate, Kioma went to the hospital. Doctors ran tests, again and again. "Nothing is wrong with you," they said. But something was clearly wrong. Her life began to crumble. Money ran out, the luxury faded, and she was left alone. Again. With nowhere else to turn, Kioma sought help from a native doctor, an old man, feared and respected. He listened quietly. Then he spoke. "This is not ordinary," he said. "It is the chief's wife." Kioma's heart stopped. "The warning. You ignored it," he continued. Tears filled her eyes.